Okay, so what if you could look at a crazy, volatile market and feel completely calm? We're going to break down Tony Robbins' playbook, Unshakeable, and distill it into a super clear set of rules. And this isn't just about getting rich, it's really a roadmap to genuine peace of mind, no matter what the economy is doing. So let's talk about what it actually means to be unshakable. It has nothing to do with a specific number in your bank account. Nope, it's a state of mind. It's having this deep, unwavering confidence, especially when the markets feel like they're in the middle of a hurricane. It's about knowing how to find that calm in the center of the storm. And that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, we live in a world that feels more uncertain than ever. So how can any of us really get to that place of calm confidence? Well, the very first step is to know exactly what you're up against. I want you to think about your finances like a game. And to win any game, you have to know the other players, and you've got to know the weaknesses in your own strategy. Turns out there are two major opponents standing between you and real financial freedom. On one side, you've got the external enemy, the financial industry. It's often a maze of hidden fees, confusing products, and conflicts of interest. And then there's the internal enemy, your own brain. Our minds are running on some seriously old software, that Flintstone wiring, which is fantastic for, avoiding saber-toothed tigers, but it is absolutely terrible for making cool, rational investment decisions. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the mindset of that external enemy. It pulls back the curtain on this fundamental conflict of interest. The system isn't always built to make you win. It's often built so that they profit from you playing the game. And just look at the damage those hidden fees can do. You see a tiny 2 or 3% fee and you think, what's the big deal? Well, it's a huge deal. Thanks to the dark side of compounding, that tiny little leak can silently drain up to 2/3, 2/3 of your entire retirement nest egg over your lifetime. It's wild. And then we've got to deal with the enemy inside our own head. The book has this brilliant analogy. Seeing a market crash is like spotting a snake on a dark path. Your first instinct? Panic, run. But when the sun comes up and you can see clearly, you realize it was never a snake. It was just a harmless piece of rope. So often, our fear is just a massive overreaction to a risk we don't fully understand. Okay, so if those are the enemies, how in the world do we fight back? Well, here's the good news. The world's greatest investors have already figured this out. They've written the playbook. And you know what? It is so much simpler than you think. We just have to follow their rules. So this billionaire's playbook, it really comes down to 3 core principles. First, you've got to make the magic of compounding work for you, not against you. Second, you become obsessed, and I mean obsessed with finding deals that have a huge potential upside, but a really small, limited downside. And third, and this is a big one, you have to completely change the way you think about market crashes. Don't just take my word for it. Just ask Warren Buffett. One of the richest people on earth basically says his fortune came down to compound interest. And here's the crucial part. This isn't some secret tool for billionaires. It's the most powerful force for building wealth, and it's available to literally every single one of us. This quote from Richard Branson gets right to the heart of that second rule, asymmetric risk reward. Think about it. When he launched Virgin Airlines, he was a tiny David going up against a massive Goliath. But he was smart. He structured a deal where he could just return the planes if it didn't work out. He protected his downside, giving him a limitless upside. That's how the masters play the game. And this is how we stop seeing snakes everywhere. The data is crystal clear. Market downturns are not some rare black swan event. They are a regular, predictable part of the cycle. So for an unshakable investor, these moments aren't scary. They're opportunities. Think of them as the biggest everything-must-go sale for building your long-term wealth. So now you've got the playbook to win the financial game. But here's where the book takes a really important turn. It argues that just winning the game isn't the real prize. The true meaning of wealth, well, that's something much, much deeper. I mean, this is just such a powerful and honestly tragic example. Michael Jackson achieved a level of financial success that is almost unimaginable, $1 billion contract. And yet, it didn't bring peace. This proves a critical point. Making money and being truly wealthy are 2 completely different things. See, true wealth means you have to master 2 totally different skills. First, there's the science of achievement. That's the how-to. It's the strategy, making the money, hitting the goals.
But then there's the art of fulfillment. That's the why. Why are you doing all this? It's about finding real joy in the journey and actually designing a magnificent life, but on your terms, nobody else's.
And that really brings us to the final and frankly most important question of all. You now have the rules to play and win the financial game. But the real work, the important work, it starts right now. It's not just about building wealth, it's about using that wealth to build the life you truly want. So, what does winning, what does a rich life actually look like to you?